Learning a new game is meant to be enjoyable. At least that's what we tell ourselves. You watch a guide, read some tips, you try to play in the correct way, and somehow you end up feeling worse than you were before. You hesitate more. You die more. You're more aware of what's going on, but that just means you're more aware of everything you're doing wrong, even though you're not yet capable of fixing those mistakes. And at some point, it begins to feel like learning made you worse. The main problem is that learning doesn't improve performance instantly. First, it improves awareness, and then, when you start understanding how a game works, you notice in real time all the mistakes you're making. Things you once ignored because you didn't understand now suddenly stand front and center, and ignorance is no longer comfortable. This is the point where you haven't quite gained control, you've just gained clarity. Once you understand what you should be doing, mistakes are no longer random. Before, failure was vague. There were a million different reasons why you could have lost. But now, defeat is more clear. You know exactly why you lost. The missed timing, the bad decision, the moment you hesitated when you should have used an ability. And that makes every mistake feel heavier, because now it feels like your fault. It feels like you could have changed something. Responsibility replaces confusion. Worse yet, improvement becomes invisible. You're getting better in ways the game doesn't show you. Better decisions don't always lead to better outcomes, especially at first. Even when you begin to play smarter and react more thoughtfully, you can still lose anyway. And when the results don't line up with the effort you're putting in, it starts to feel like learning isn't working, even when it is. This is the point where many players quit trying to learn. It's the moment where learning feels like punishment rather than progress. It's honestly comparable to that meme of the guy digging for diamonds and quitting right before he hits riches. Not because learning the game failed, but it felt like it failed. The game isn't giving clear feedback yet. Progress feels stalled, and all that effort just turns into frustration. It feels easier to stop thinking, stop analyzing, stop trying, and just go back to playing on autopilot. Or completely quitting and just playing a different game entirely. This isn't bad game design. It's not the game trying to push you away. It's the game finally asking more from you. This is the moment where understanding begins to turn to instinct. The decisions you're overthinking now will inevitably become intrinsic, automatic. Progress feels slow not because you aren't improving, but because your brain is rewiring how it approaches the game. That kind of progress doesn't exactly come with fireworks, unless you're playing RuneScape. Eventually, things will start to feel different. Not necessarily easier, just quieter, calmer. You panic less and think faster. You don't always win, because nobody does, but you understand what's happening while you're losing. And that clarity makes the game feel enjoyable again. So if learning a game feels worse before it feels better, that isn't a sign that you're doing it wrong. It's a sign that you've stopped guessing and started understanding. Learning doesn't feel good because it's comfortable. It feels good because it changes how you think. And that change always hurts a little, before it finally sticks. I'll leave you with my personal advice for anyone learning a new game and feeling overwhelmed. Just start simple. Learn one single thing every game. Whether you're learning that your character has a rough matchup into their enemy team, or whether you're learning how to better position on the map, take one mistake and learn from it.